Hey, what's up, guys? I promised you that DVD collection update video today, and I'm going to go through it. And I got a lot of titles because since I started building the theater about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I've been out every week picking up some new DVDs, so that way I'd have a collection to get going with. So I'm going to go through them. I haven't seen all of them, so I'll talk about the ones that I've seen. The ones that I haven't, I'll just say I haven't seen. And when I watch them, if you guys really want a review on them, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll make sure to get a comment once I get those down. So let's start with the regular DVDs, then we'll go into Blu-rays, and we'll see where we go from there. Okay? First movie I got at Walmart in one of their special bins. It's The Covenant. I never saw it when it came out. It looked like one of those movies that were going to be either really cool or really crappy. So I decided, what the fuck, pick it up, see how it goes. So I still haven't seen this. Eventually going to get around to it. So The Covenant. Next online, I found a used copy of The Fast Five. Never saw that when it came out. I saw all the other ones, which is amazingly enough. I love the first Fast and the Furious. I love Tokyo Drift. I thought the Too Fast, Too Furious was terrible. Fast Four was I just thought it could have been done a little better. It wasn't terrible though; it was a good movie. Hopefully, this one seemed like it was going to be good, so I decided to give it a try. When I see that, if you guys want a review or just know my opinions, let me know. Starsky and Hutch. I found this at one of my DVD shops, two for $5. And this movie, it's not the greatest movie, but it does have some funny lines in it, and is, overall you can sit down and watch it and just kind of enjoy it. So I figure, what the hell, for 250, not a bad pickup. So that's Starsky and Hutch, the remake. Next is a movie, Dead or Alive, based off the video game franchise. And besides having a bunch of really hot girls in this, it's a cheesy storyline. You know what's going to happen right from the beginning. But once again, you can still sit down and watch it and not want to rip your damn eyeballs out. So not a terrible movie, but could have been done a lot better. There's definitely a reason this went directed to DVD. But if you can find it for $1 or $2 like I did, not the worst thing you could pick up in the world. So that's Dead or Alive. Since I built the movie theater, I've had a lot of people kind of giving me DVDs that they've had in their collection they don't want anymore, or actually they have doubles of somehow for Christmas presents or something. It's kind of amazing. These are some of those. One of my best friends gave me Final Destination 1 on DVD. I saw this a long time ago. This one was kind of, to me, was just amazing movie. It was the first one that kind of dealt with, to me, the sort of storyline that dealt with how you can't escape fate. For the time, it was some of the more brutal killing scenes and stuff like that, horror for, the time that it came out. Well acted, well casted. I love the first Final Destination movie. After that, it kind of got a little franchise cheesy, and it was kind of, you knew it started fitting a formula, and that was kind of what cheesed out the later ones. But if you sit down and just want to see some inventive way of people dying, the later Final Destinations are definitely great. Next is Final Destination 2, the last of what I call the true Final Destinations. After the Final Destination 2, I'm sure as you guys know, that it started to become a formula, and it started to become like the Saw movies. As long as you make sure you put parts A, B, and C in, you're gonna get a ton of money on opening day. And that's when movies become formula, they become copyable. You know what you're gonna get in the theaters, and that's kind of what it is. So if you after Final Destination 2, the inventiveness of this series kind of went to hell. So this is the last of the good ones. War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. I remember seeing this. I thought it was a little bit overblown. I think what happens for this movie, especially for me, was I saw the trailers. I expected so much of it. Tom Cruise, War of the Worlds, a classic storyline. The trailers built it up to be this huge sci-fi movie. And it was one of those movies you expect so much. You go into the theaters and it's just okay, and you kind of walk out going, well, I'm kind of disappointed. There's every now and then that opposite happens. You expect a movie to be terrible. You come out and you go, wow, that was so much better than I thought. This one suffered the opposite effect of that. Not a terrible movie, not a great movie, kind of in the mid-road. Once again, donated to me, so no complaints. Undiscovered was given to me as a present. I have no idea what it's about, who it is. It looks like more of an indie movie. It's got Ashley Simpson in it, so all I can say is it's probably not going to be that good, because this was right after she got caught lip syncing on Saturday Night Live, so I'm not expecting a whole lot. In fact, if I do a review on this one, it's probably going to be one of those funnier rant, rip apart type funny comedy reviews. So if that's something you're looking to see, let me know and I'll do one of those on this movie. Then again, you never know. I might watch it and it might be great, but I highly doubt it. The Weatherman with Nicolas Cage. All I can say is terrible, 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 terrible. This is the first movie that Michael Caine's ever been in that I just do not like. There's no redeeming qualities about this movie. And I don't think it's the fact that there's the actors or anything did it. I just think that the way that they writ it, the characters themselves are just, you don't really cheer for any of the characters. They're all kind of got their jerkish moments that you're just like, I really don't care that his life is going terrible. I don't care that his wife is terrible. Michael Caine as a father was kind of, not completely there for him. You just don't care about any of the characters enough to pull for any of them, and I think that's what suffered for this movie. Better Luck Tomorrow. This movie here is an MTV movie. It's about a bunch of very smart kids in high school that kind of get away with, small crimes and stuff like that because they're top of their class. They're going to Ivy League. They're getting ready to go to Ivy League schools. Their parents don't, pay attention to what they're doing because they're doing so well in school and society, and they do all these extracurriculars, and they're striving to get to these big colleges. So no one ever expects them. And it's kind of a good character piece on, gateways and how little things lead up to bigger things that lead up to bigger things, and then they get out of control, and then you can't stop. And it's great that way. The only problem is the ending of this movie is one of those endings that you just, like, the movie stops and you go, oh, you bastard. Like, it just kills it the last couple of minutes. It gets that mid-ground for me. If you can find it used somewhere for, for $5-6, it's definitely worth a watch. Other than that, I would not pay full price to it. If I would have saw it in movie theaters, I probably would have been a little pissed off at that ending. But it's a decent movie, well casted, so it's worth a check out. The Day After, your cheesy disaster movie right to budget bin. That's all I'm going to say about it. I haven't watched it yet, so that's about all I can say about it. Dragon Wars. I never saw it when it came out originally. It's really cheap used, so I'm guessing it's got to suck pretty bad, but I figure worst thing I can do is watch it and do a comedy rant review if it's that terrible. Hopefully maybe it's got its redeeming qualities, but who doesn't want to watch a bunch of dragons kick the shit out of each other, so hopefully it's going to be good. Dead in 3 Days. Now this is part of Dimension Extreme's horror line. Which every now and then with those you get ones that you're like, this is going to be cheesy and terrible, and you get one that's pretty good. They kind of, since High Tension came out, which is one of these style movies that you picked it up originally and you're like, I don't know how this is going to be, and it was amazing. They kind of, that's how it kind of goes now. You pick these up and you're shooting about a 50-50 Vegas odd shot. This one was used, it wasn't too much money. I enjoy cheesy horror movies, even if they are kind of cheesy, so I figured, what the hell, give it a chance. I haven't watched it yet, but I'll let you guys know how this is. If you want to know, just leave in the comments that you want me to let you know how this is when I watch it. But you can never go wrong with a horror movie. It looks like your typical, slasher, chase down person after killing people type movie, and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're terrible, so we'll see how it goes. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. I know a lot of people complained and hated this movie, and it wasn't the greatest Terminator movie. I think what happens was Terminator 2 was so groundbreaking and astonishing and such a classic. When this kind of came out, everyone expected, it to be that, and there was no way it was ever going to be that. It just continued on the storyline, advanced the plot, and that's kind of what the movie was made for, so when I judged it by that, it's not that bad. I think the fan service of putting a really hot female in as the Terminator just because of to suck in young male fans was kind of, pushed cheesiness, but oh well, there's worse things they could have done. So Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. Now we're getting into the Blu-rays. On that note, I had never seen Terminator Salvation, and I found this used on Blu-ray. I was the reason I didn't pick it up originally was people bagged the shit out of this movie when it came out. And I watched it just last night, and I don't know why everyone's complaint was. It wasn't that bad of a movie. I thought it actually advanced the storyline pretty well, wrapped up things pretty well. In the Terminator world, everything was always in the past. This one dealt with kind of the present day future as far as the way that the story is presented. And I thought they did a pretty good job. I actually thought Christian Bale doing John Connor did an awesome job. His seriousness that he always kind of portrays in these roles actually worked really well with that character. So this gets up a very good for me. On Blu-ray, Wanted. This movie, I saw it in theaters. It was just amazing to me. It was one of those movies that's just fun to sit down and watch. Great action scenes, good story. The only part of this movie that aggravates me is that, like, the serial killers, the assassins base everything they do off a blanket. It's a woven loom that they break down into code and decide who's going to die. And to me, couldn't there have been anything better? I mean, I would have rather seen, rice beans thrown out of a fucking cup, to decide. Like a blanket, it's just such a testosterone-driven, gun-shooting, badass thing, and then you're dealing with frickin' blanket making. Like, it just out of nowhere. And I'd read the comic book version of this, and that's not kind of how they dealt with it. I thought everything they did to adapt the comic book version into a more realistic, real version was greatness besides that part. That's the only part that this movie, every time I see it, I'm like, son of a bitch. Live Free or Die Hard on Blu-ray. Got this used. Great movie, action-adventure ones. Bruce Willis in the Die Hard series just always does a decent job with these movies. I thought it was well written, great storyline. Your typical Die Hard movie is going to go around, chase shit down for half the movie. At the very end, there's going to be a big battle. There's going to be collateral damage between bad guys and good guys. It's, your typical Die Hard movie, and it was great. That's what I like about it. A Very Harold and Kumar Christmas. I have not yet watched this one. With all the action and horror movies, I needed to get something to laugh at, and I thought the first one was great. I never saw the second one. I wanted to see this one when it came out, so I'll let you guys know how this is when I see it. If you want, just leave in the comments below. The Last House on the Left. There was a lot of mixed reviews on this. A lot of people were pissed at Wes Craven for redoing it. Personally, I thought this one was a good remake. I thought it was well casted. The great thing about this horror movie is it goes against the definition of you're pissed at the characters for doing such dumb shit all the movie long. Once the parents find out that the people that are in their house are the ones that tried to kill their daughter, they don't mess around. They just pick these people off one at a time in such great fashion. It's great to see when the role reversal from the tormentor is turned over from, the bad people to the good people, and that's what I love about this movie. Woman in Black. Where to even start with this damn movie? First, I want to say that for everyone that skipped it because Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe, the gentleman that played Harry in the Harry Potter movies, is in it, and said that they couldn't deal with seeing Harry Potter in a different role. Get over it. He actually does a really good job acting in this movie. In fact, the entire cast does a good job acting in this movie. The problem with this movie can be condensed into the last 10 minutes of this damn movie. It is great up to then. It's got a very Grudge Ring feel, almost a little maybe too much. I love the time period piece and, everything they do for it. The last 10 minutes leaves you wanting to just punch stuff. It's so bad, the ending of this movie. My recommendation, if you can find it used, for not too much money, watch the movie. When it gets up to the last 10 minutes, just turn the shit off. Just turn it off. You'll enjoy the movie if you just 10 minutes in, just turn the shit off. And that's my recommendation for this movie. I kind of wish that my power went out. I didn't get to see the last 10 minutes because I'd be able to give this a good review. Right now, it's mid of the road. It depends on what you pay for it, is depending how you get to enjoy it. But like I said, buy it, watch it. 10 minutes left, turn it off. Colombiana. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to admit, I bought it because it was supposed to be a hot girl beating the crap out of people the whole movie. Sue me. That's kind of, the reason I bought it. I haven't watched it yet. I have a bad feeling that this movie is going to be a little too much derivative of the Bourne Identity, Haywire, that sort of feel to it. The woman that's in this movie, Zoe Saldana, she's a great actress, but her last couple of movies, she's just been in these action movies that have just been terribly written. The Losers, I thought, had great potential, just wasn't written correctly. I thought it was well casted, well acted, just kind of lacked character development and that subtle twist and plot that really got you sucked into that movie. So hopefully this one's going to be good. I don't know yet though, but if you guys want to know when I watch it, just leave in the comments below. You want to know my opinion or a review on it. Resident Evil Extinction. I own all the Resident Evils on regular DVD, and I want to upgrade them over to Blu-ray. I found this one on super cheap sale, so I picked this up. This is probably my least favorite of all the Resident Evils. I thought the location was just kind of crappy. I thought the story didn't really super move in this one till the very end, which it's the third movie, but that sort of ends up happening. That usually ends up being a stall point. I thought the one that came after this, Afterlife, was about 70 times better. It kind of picked up and really moved forward. I know people kind of hate the Resident Evil movies. I'm a huge fan of the games, so it was easy for me to like the movies and the stuff that they brought forward. To me, out of all the video game movies that have made that have just been complete trash and dirt, really we're going to complain about Resident Evil that had a good storyline, decently casted, well acted, straightforward, stuck decently to the plot. Like, come on, man. When there's movies like frickin' Street Fighter out there with Jean-Claude Van Damme, we're going to complain about Resident Evil. Really, come on. Definitely a good buy, but if you've never seen any of the Resident Evil movies, to me, the second one and the fourth one are the best. The first one you have to watch because it kind of sets everything up, and it's good. They went a little more horror with the first one, which I kind of like. It's kind of that survival horror, meant to just freak you out type of stuff. After that, they blended in the action horror, which I really like. So to me, the second and the fourth ones are the best. If you have a favorite one or things you like or don't like about the Resident Evil, leave them in the comment below. Let me know, all right? Next is Star Trek the Remake. I found this at Best Buy. It's on sale for $10 brand new on Blu-ray. Amazing deal. If you don't own it, go out and get it. It's going on for like another couple of days. I loved this remake, and the worst thing is, and I know I'm going to get so much hate comment for this, I really am not a Star Trek fan at all. Like, I just don't like it. I don't like any of the TV shows when they're on Next Generation, the original, Deep Space Nine, the 50 other fucking ones that are out. But I loved the remake of this movie. It was just fun, action. The story was well done, well casted. It went straight forward. Great action scenes, not overly done where it's just action, 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 and no subplot. So this was really good. I really like this movie. It looks great on Blu-ray, so definitely, if you don't have it in your collection, $10, man, at Best Buy right now, brand new, $10. Come on, man, $10 is nothing. Go spend $10. Get yourself a copy of this. Once again, if you love Star Trek and you think I'm wrong, let me know maybe if what I'm missing out on the Star Trek that I'm just not getting. You can leave that in the comments below, all right? And then the last thing I got is the Bourne Trilogy on Blu-ray too. This once again was on sale at Best Buy too. For all three movies, $30, so $10 a movie. It's been a long time since I've seen the first and second one. So I wanted to see them. I wanted to own them in high def because I didn't own them on DVD anyway. So this kind of worked out super in my favor. I love these movies because this was kind of, it wasn't the first because this storyline has kind of been done before, but of my generation, this was kind of like the first, secret agent, losing memory, trained by the government, then has to, go against the people that made him type thing. It's shot sort of big budget, independent, kind of like that mixture ground. I kind of love that. I love the way that they tell the story and the acting that's done in this movie. It's not overly done action scenes, but it's perfectly done. I love this movie. I want to see Haywire because Haywire seems like it's exactly up this road. My only fear is that Haywire is going to be too much like The Bourne, and it's just going to feel like, it's a rip-off style movie. So hopefully I'm wrong there. If you've seen Haywire, let me know. Is it too much like The Bourne, or is it just a great addition to this style of movie? Let me know in the comments below. And that's everything I got. If you guys want to see every week kind of what I pick up to add to the home theater, let me know. If you got any movies that I went over you guys want to see reviews, If you would like to see me do some comedy rant reviews on some of the worst and most terrible movies I've seen lately, let me know, and I'll turn on the camera and I will just rip these fuckers apart in just a funny way. I mean, I'm not gonna rip them apart and say the actors are terrible because it's not their fault half the time. Half the time it's just a terrible script. But I'll poke through every plot hole, every dumb character movement, everything that doesn't make sense, every bad scene, and we'll just have some fun with it. That's if you guys want to see it. So just let me know, and I plan on making videos every week adding up to the DVD collection. So I will see you guys next week.